Some years ago, I went to the Berlin to learn how to attract women. And in this process, I learned a lot of tricks on how to behave, what to say, how to say it. I learned a lot of lines that I memorized. And I did a lot of things. I was trying a lot of things, and a lot of those things were backfiring later in the process of learning how to talk with the opposite sex or how to be social. And I will try to explain how self-development and how the whole self-development industry can seem as a good idea in the beginning, but it can also backfire if you're learning a lot of tricks that are not really solving their internal issues. Because, let's face it, out there it's easier to sell a magic pill that says, you just need to do this, this, and this will make you seem confident and you will get good results. We want to skip all the work, so we often are looking for the magic pill. We don't want to put in all the effort and go through all the pain. So we're naturally looking for the magic pill. So when somebody tells us this, we are naturally drawn to it and we will buy their product. And the whole self-development industry is probably, mostly taught by people that have been learning self-development from other people that originally learned it from maybe looking at people that had success and looking at more like the mechanical side of things, not understanding it on a deeper level, but looking at it from the eyes of somebody that didn't understand the whole thing. So if you're looking at somebody talking with somebody and you are in a position where you are not good in talking with somebody, and now you're trying to create a method on this, or try to dissect what is happening, you might be looking at them and you're thinking like, wow, this what they said, like this specific thing they said, this is what is working. But maybe also write down like he has a particular voice and he has a particular way of looking at this person. Now let's say you're very in tune, you also notice this. But in actuality, what is happening? This person might be not having the same issues as you. This is why he has success naturally, because he might feel very at ease with the situation. And that's why naturally he is expressing what is unfolding in the moment. And this comes across as very natural. But when you look at it from the side and you're trying to dissect it and write a lot of logical things you need to remember, there might be 1,000 things you need to remember, 1,000,000 things that are happening at the same time. So now you can write a self-development book that has 1,000 pages about everything you need to remember when you're communicating. And why is that problematic? First of all, you need to learn a lot of things to make it work, and that is stressful because you're already in a situation where you feel a lot of pressure. Let's say it's a social situation where you're not comfortable in a social situation, and you're learning to have good eye contact, to have a good voice, to have the right movements with your hands, to have the right posture, to not look too intense, but then sometimes have eye contact, but sometimes not. Sometimes have a very loud voice, but sometimes not a loud voice. And like it even stresses you maybe more, and you are locked in your mind. Now, on a short term, it might help you because you learn to have maybe more steady eye contact, and the results of a social interaction might be going better. The results might go better because you're doing some things that are more correct on the surface level, and you might get a little bit confident more, and in this because it's kind of working, so you feel instantly like a boost. It's working, you're going forward. Now you learn another trick and it's kind of going forward, you boost again yourself, but you're depending on this boost. And now fast forward, now you learn a lot of tricks and you're you're trying it out, you're doing this way, and you're getting kind of results, but now you hit a plateau. You cannot get over this plateau, you feel, because like, I don't know, everything you're trying, it doesn't actually go more forward. You cannot actually imitate somebody being really, really good socially anymore, and you don't know why is that. Well, you're looking at the surface level, you're trying to even have better icons, you're trying to improve some of the things you learned, maybe, but again, it doesn't work. Well, if, let's say, 1,000,000 things are being communicated between two people while they're talking, you can maybe simulate 10,000 things, and that might, be good enough to have some kind of level of social interaction. But if you truly want to become a master and truly want to become a good communicator, you would need to solve some deeper issues that you might not have seen, that you are kind of camouflaging. And for you to do that, you would need to unlearn a lot of things you learned. You need to let go of a lot of things you already learned. And that will set you back a lot, because you need to, first of all, you need to, accept that you will be worse than you are now. Because you will need to figure out what is actually making me stressed, what is actually deeper internally happening with me, that I am not at ease in the conversation, that I cannot express myself fully, because now you're expressing yourself with all those tricks, not as yourself. You actually created a fake persona. So can you see how the self-development industry can create particular ways of behavior that is not you, that is kind of a very generic way of communicating, a very mechanical one? And that it basically creates a even bigger distance between what you truly are, true expressiveness, and this fake persona that you created. So now, if you have this realization that you need to work on yourself on a deeper level, now it feels a bit fuck. So I did so much work. I put so many years into self-development, and I'm on this level now, but now I need to maybe become worse before I can become the same level, and from there I will go forward. So I hope you understand what I'm saying. I'm saying sometimes self-development can only take you to a particular point. It might be useful in the beginning, you might get quick results, but in the end, it is all about solving internal issues. That is a totally different self-development, a totally different kind of healing. We need to concentrate on the healing, and from there you will naturally communicate. From there you will naturally express yourself. That will be unique to you, that will work well with the people that resonate with that. So what I'm saying is that the self-development industry, the people that are teaching in the self-development industry, if you're listening too much to tricks and methods, that can hurt you. It might seem as a good idea in the moment, but if you're really ambitious and you want to go very far, you need to find ways of healing the things that are happening internally, figuring out what kind of insecurities you have, being very honest about a lot of things. It's not because the self-developing industry, also like the gurus, the people that are teaching you something, that they don't believe what they're doing. They do. They had a lot of success in it. But they are also, tweaking it a bit, of course, because they want to sell you the product, yeah? Maybe they are not also aware of why they sometimes have a lot of success. And they might be telling you some kind of methods, but not realizing that this kind of expressiveness might work for them and not for you. And this kind of expressiveness is coming from being healed. Maybe they're strong in some areas where they are healed, and that's why they can express it so well. Why you, when you take this method and apply it, because you're not healed in this way, it will come across as incongruent. By doing a lot of things that are kind of, by using a lot of tricks to create a persona that is kind of fake, by using a lot of tricks, it kind of creates a lot of distance to what you truly, who you truly are, how you truly express yourself. Can you see how that is very damaging? How that can even create more problems because you are resisting who you are. You're creating a persona that might be loved by the world, by your friends, by other people, but this is fake. And it creates a gap, and it creates, how can you accept yourself from this moment? How can you have self-acceptance by creating such a distance, by creating this persona, by this fakeness? You can't. And you cannot show the world the true you that might be insecure with some things because you didn't solve your insecurities. You just created a whole, a lot of things that distracts them from all your insecurities, that look like you're secure, but you're not actually, because you have a lot of issues. So you might react correctly in some situations. You might have a so-called confidence in some areas in your life, but then instantly when you're put in a new situation, everything collapses. Having this fake persona also can make you very depressed, and you can feel very lonely, and you can feel that nobody really loves you, because they don't really love you, do they? No, they don't love this persona that you created. But you are so afraid of showing them who you are and expressing truly your insecurities, your vulnerability to the world. Because if you did so, those people here, they will run away because they were resonating with the person you were. So now you put yourself in a trap that is very difficult to get out of. Plus, having this fake persona might be leeching your energy. Let me try to explain. Sometimes when you go out and talk with people, or you are surrounded by a social gathering, do you feel like you need to be alone a lot? Like afterwards, maybe you need to go home and you need to have some alone time, some time for yourself? Well, we are social beings. In theory, we don't need to be alone at all. We can withstand being with people all the time, and it even gives us energy. Would you feel that you need to be alone if you were surrounded by if you had some cats, some dogs? Would you feel that you need some time alone for yourself? No, because you are truly, you put down your facade when you're with your dog, when you're with your cat. That's why you're truly yourself. There's no loss of energy. There's no trying to there's no processing or trying to keep a particular facade going that can be very leeching for your energy. You see that? So the self-development thing, it could be really really hurting you in some ways, really hurting you in some ways where you might not feel that you are accepted for who you are, and you might feel lonely, and you can get a lot of depression, and it could be hurting you a lot in the end. So this is, I guess, my message today. And let's talk tomorrow. Bye bye.